how's it going, guys? This is Nick at barben.com. Today I'm going to be trying out Creature, the creatine product from Beast Sports Nutrition. So Beast Sports Nutrition is based in Boca Raton, Florida, and they focus a bit on bodybuilding products, although they do also sponsor a couple of competitive powerlifters. They've got a few different kinds of products. Their pre-workout, of course, is called Beast Mode, but this is their creatine product. It contains 5 different types of creatine, and it comes in 5 different flavors as well. I'm going to get into all the different science behind the different types of creatine in a minute, but first I'm going to see how the citrus flavor tastes with water. Okay, so it's tasty. It tastes a little bit like, kind of like lemon flavored soda, and also like lemon juice and a bit of sugar with it. It's actually artificially flavored and artificially sweetened with sucralose and acesulfame potassium. But what's interesting is that it's not artificially colored. It's actually colored with turmeric, which is a spice, and I gotta say there's a little bit of a turmeric taste in there as well. So it's not that unpleasant, but it is something you might notice. So let's talk about the ingredients here. So there are 4 grams of creatine in this. They don't tell you how much of each type of creatine is in it. It's a proprietary blend. Nonetheless, there are 5 types of creatine. Creatine monohydrate, which is easily the most well-researched and most studied form of creatine out there. Then there are 4 types of creatine that aren't very well studied at all. Dicreatine malate, creatine anhydrous, buffered creatine, and creatine gluconate. I'm going to go into a bit more detail in the written review of this particular product. But there's really very little research behind these types of creatine. Besides buffered creatine, which is a more alkaline form of creatine, but there was one study that came out in 2012 that pretty firmly concluded there was no difference as far as amount of creatine that winds up in the muscles or performance or anything like that. So not a ton of evidence behind these other types of creatine. But this product also has creatine optimizers. So this includes banana leaf extract and cinnamon bark extract and a couple of other ingredients whose main purpose is normally, when people take them as supplements, is to improve insulin sensitivity and reduce blood sugar. Which is a bit interesting because normally people often try to spike their blood sugar when they take creatine because it's possible that may improve muscle retention. This is meant to lower blood sugar. But there is some evidence that if you have better insulin sensitivity and lower blood sugar, it's possible that can help with nutrient uptake. So that could be a pro of this product, maybe, except these ingredients are pretty underdosed. Besides that, there's just some artificial sweeteners, natural sweeteners, and some turmeric powder as well, as I mentioned, for the color. So as far as the price goes, this little tub here is 30 servings. It's going to cost about $18.50, but you can get twice as much for $22, so we'll just say it's $22. That would result in 36 cents per serving or 9 cents per gram of creatine. So it's relatively expensive. For like a regular creatine monohydrate, just like a plain creatine, that's going to cost like 3 or 4 cents per gram. This is 9 cents per gram, but this is flavored. It's also got the various different types of creatine, 5 kinds of creatine, plus the extra ingredients that are meant to help with absorption. I'm not sure if they will or won't, but for you, if you're convinced, you may find the price justifiable. Okay, so there were a few things that I liked about Creature. Number one is that it's relatively nutritious. It's got biotin in it, which is like a pretty useful B vitamin. You get 70% of your daily intake. It could help with energy metabolism and things like that. On that note, some of the ingredients in the creatine optimizers, like the cinnamon bark extract and the banana leaf extract, it's possible that could have a beneficial effect on blood sugar and insulin sensitivity. They're dosed pretty low here, but nonetheless it could have like some peripheral effect. Besides that, it's made in an FDA-compliant facility. The FDA does enforce certain regulations that help to ensure product purity and no banned substances and things like that. So it's an extra layer of quality control. And finally, there are no artificial colors. It's turmeric colored. There are a few things you might not be quite so crazy about with this product. Number one, it does contain artificial flavors and sweeteners. It also isn't third-party tested. Some people like to have their products tested by like BSCG or Informed Choice or like another organization that tests for banned substances that adds an extra layer of quality control. They haven't done that here. In addition to that, it does have proprietary blends. So for instance, I don't know how much of each type of creatine is in the creatine blend, and same for the creatine optimizers. I don't know how much of each of them there is included in the product. And finally, there's just really not a ton of research supporting the idea that it's better to have 5 different types of creatine than just creatine monohydrate. Monohydrate has tons and tons of research supporting its use. The other types of creatine, there really are very, very few products suggesting that it's like better or more effective or improves absorption or anything like that. So I think we need a little bit more research before we go around recommending that this is a superior product to regular creatine. Okay, so those are my thoughts on Creature, the creatine supplement from Beast Sports Nutrition. For the full review, including a lot more science about the different types of creatine and also the extra creatine optimizers, just Google Barbend plus Beast Creature.